Howdy, 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 everybody. And here we are in the night part of the show. So, we don't have music. Let's put music up. Music. Lounge? No. Hip hop? No. Lo-fi? I kind of like the hip hop, actually. It's kind of cute. Yeah. Switch over to here. So, having an interesting side discussion over here where they're talking about the problem with Star Trek is it's not very military. And it's late. What's late? Oh, it is late. It's late. The show's not late. The show's totally on time. But it is in fact late at night. Which is true. Hi, Joe. Good to see you, my friend. Always good to see you. So, we are dealing with the bridge here of the Kittiwake, command center of the ship. I finished the upper deck, but I need to put something in here, otherwise these consoles are just hanging out doing nothing, which is kind of silly. Oh, it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm good. We're good. We're all good. But yeah, I'm feeling like our bridge is finally kind of coming together here. So, kind of moving along. So I'm going to do a couple of things real quick. One, do the bridge in orthographic mode. We've already done some of these. Here's where we are. I'm kind of trying to get on with a couple of these pieces of the bridge here. One is, I swear, the little cap thingy should be somewhere. So we're going to go in here and we're going to check interiors and textures and look at the bridge and look at the bridge rig. I don't actually see the cap. Did I just decide it was going to be a different piece? I must have just decided it was going to be a different piece. I just didn't make my life any easier over here, did I? Weird. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Okay, the back wall structure. Looking at the back wall structure, I don't see I don't know, this is kind of loud. Noisy music. Okay, not seeing anything here to... Let's look at the struts too, because one of the other things I want to do is fix the struts. Open. Because they're a little, I want to say, heavy-handed. They could be a little bit more refined. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to be this blunt. So let's reopen the original. Going back here, we go to interiors, we look at the Blender files. All right. Or I also feel kind of like we didn't, I don't know, it's something's weird with some of this stuff. Some of the early stuff that we built a while back is now starting to kind of make me crabby. So I'm like looking at it going, not so sure that I'm hot in some of these setups. Now I've learned some better tactics. So let's talk a little bit more. I'm just going to real quickly start up Blender. I'm apparently also going to real quickly close that. That's not what I want to do. So today, I had an interesting thing. I had a commission come through my website, and he was just really excited. And I was like, "Oh, that's so cool! He's like, I really love your work." And I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome!" And then he was like, I love that you love starships and Star Trek and stuff like that. And, yay! This must be somebody who really knows me. And then he says, I would like to ask if you would make or do a commission for Hellboy. And I was like, oh, because he thinks that I'm the other guy Davis. And I'm like, oh no. It's so sad. I'm like, I have to break it to him that I'm not the one he thinks I am. And I'm like, oh, that's a bummer. I always feel bad whenever I do that. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I'm not the person you think I am. It's kind of a bummer. Oh, I totally did. But it was so sad. It was like, he was so excited. And I was like, oh. I was like, I'm not the one you think I am. You think I'm the other guy, Davis. Oh, bro. I'm so sorry. It was like, it felt like it's so sad. It's like, oh, man. So the other comic book artist that goes by Guy Davis, this is his work here. And he's excellent. I mean, this is exquisite. And the truth of the matter is, I always thought having a name like Guy Davis was super rare. And like, who in the world's going to have a name like Guy Davis? I never ran into anybody else with Guy Davis. Much less did I ever run into someone who not only has my name, but is also in the same field. So that's why I have to go by GS Davis, is because there's already a Guy Davis out there who's a comic artist. And I feel so bad whenever this happens. Like, I feel like I totally let this guy down. I'm like, I didn't mean to. I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude. I really am. I mean, it's not his fault. It's not my fault. I know it's not my fault. I'm not even remotely. It's not like I'm like, oh, it's my fault or anything like that. I just feel so bad. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, man. Okay. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And by no means do I feel upset, it's not like this is just circumstance. I don't think it's any kind of, I'm not taking the blame or anything like that. I just like, oh, bro, I'm so sorry. But it is still sad. I'm like, oh. And from my point of view, I'm like, like, you're not really actually thinking about me. You're thinking about this other guy. That's cool, but I'm not him. And it's like, really sad. Anyway, that's me. Kind of having. That's my day. There's nothing wrong with it. He's a cool dude, and he's really neat. And I like this guy a lot. He's very excited, and stuff like that. So it's cool. I feel bad for him. Okay, what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna actually make this one unit. Oh, maybe. I don't expect. Honestly, you think about it from a different point of view. If my name was Stan Lee, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't get upset with somebody if they thought I was the Stan Lee, especially if we're both in comics. You know what I mean? Like, who would think there would be another comic artist named Stan Lee? I don't feel bad at all. I don't feel like this guy didn't do it. Right. I mean, I've done it before, and you feel embarrassed, and I feel bad for him. I really do feel bad for him because I'm like, oh, bro, I'm so sorry. You know, like I get it. I've been there. So I mean, I totally get it. I understand. I'm not offended in the least. Not even remotely offended or upset or anything. Um, a little sad because I'm like, me. I never. I don't know if I've ever said on stream the first time I met the author, um, Ron Fortier. He was. We were. I went to a meeting, the comic Clutch, which was this Fort Collins based meeting, and we were just I walked in, and my friend introduced me and said, "This is Guy Davis. He's an artist." And Ron stood up and shook my hand, and he said, "I've seen your work, and it's very, very amazing. And I'm very glad to have you join us. I didn't know you were here in Denver. I thought you lived in Michigan." And at that moment, I was like, I was like, I have to tell you something. I just felt really bad. It was like, well, I don't live in Michigan. It was pretty sad. That's all right. Ron Fortier, of course, who I've done work for him many times. Ron, he does work for Airship 27, and it's one of the reasons why Brent has been pushing me, is because Airship 27 then has, you know what, I'm going to do this equals, so this is this guy here's fine, stuff fine. Airship 27 is this group out of Fort Collins that does, does various things, and it's kind of cool and everything like that. And they're great guys, and I absolutely love being part of the comic scenes with them. And it's been very cool because Ron's been very, very patient with me while I kind of get my feet back under me from it kind of having kind of I don't want to say a breakdown per se, but there was a kind of a rough bit of time that I went through, at one point. So it was a rough-ish time, and he was very kind and stuff like that. But yeah, it was my first experience with Ron Fortier, was him going, "I have seen your work, and it's wonderful. Good job." I'm like, hey, you haven't seen my work. I know for a fact you have not seen my work. It was very sad. So I'm just redoing these struts going down because I've learned so much about how Blender works now that I feel like I can do these much better now than I did before. Oh yeah. I'm not worried. We're fine. It is kind of sad. Someday I'm going to meet Guy Davis, and I'm going to say, "Hey, it's Guy Davis. I'm Guy Davis, and you're Guy Davis, and this is cool." And I'm just going to say, "It's good to meet you finally after, pilfering your name for so many years." By accident. It wasn't my intention to pilfer your name, of course. So anyway, that's my funny story for the day, and I feel kind of bad for this guy because he hasn't read the email yet, and I wrote him back and I'm like, hey, I really appreciate your enthusiasm, but I think you're looking for a different Guy Davis. And I'm the Guy Davis from Denver, Colorado, and not the Guy Davis from Michigan. So if that's who you are looking for, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going down because he's looking for a Hellboy commission, and so odds are very, very good that he's not, in fact. Looking for a commission from Bellatrix Rising. And I was talking to David today, and he was like, hey, you want me to do some alternate covers for you? I promise not to make the characters too busty. And I'm like, I mean, I love David to death, but he's, I don't know, the kid needs to lay off on the big busted women, and that's not one of my things. Well, that's what actually I was thinking too, was that I was kind of like, hey, you're a Star Trek fan. As a fellow Trekkie, Bellatrix Rising is Star Trek with a funny hat. I'm doing an Orville. I'm just mimicking Star Trek just with my version of it, So I was like, if you're interested, you might find that to be also your speed, That's the thing. Let me bring this up to sort of there. I think all I'm trying to do kind of here is just arch it down, because it kind of, the original version of this kind of has it more and so, and I don't know, I feel kind of like The important thing though is that it comes down and foots out. Yeah. Star Trek with a funny hat. I mean, it's the same kind of principle. That's the idea, is that I'm telling morality stories and, and doing it with a science fiction bent. And so I think it makes sense. Yeah, it's totally what I said. Star Trek with a funny hat. Because it is. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing Star Trek with a funny hat. So yeah, but it's morality plays with, oh, I see why I did that. Oh, I see. And that was me with Tarzan with a funny hat. Okay, so if we're going to do this needs to kind of go this way a little more. I totally said that, and that's what Orville is. I mean, if you've been watching the Orville, it's Star Trek with a funny hat. Right, so I mean, that's all Orville is, which is wonderful. Seth MacFarlane is totally he's killing it, right? I mean, like, the Orville rocks, but it's his fan story. It's just that he's got a big budget behind it, But that's what it is. It's his fan story. It's totally a fan thing. I haven't either. I haven't seen season 3 at all. All I've managed to pull off is the bare minimum, which, Joan, you understand, because we're Trekkies, means that I have seen Strange New Worlds. Priorities. Right? We got to see Star Trek. We can't let the Star Trek slide. We've got to see Star Trek. So, Strange New Worlds was critical. I've seen that. But I haven't seen this week's Obi-Wan yet, and I haven't seen Orville yet. And so we've got some catching up to do here, But you understand, you and I, we understand each other, right? Right? Because we're both Trekkies. It's critical. We have our priorities. Other people may not understand Trekkies, but Trekkies understand Trekkies. We get each other. We understand. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just pushing this out and hoping that Brent doesn't show up on the show. Because if Brent shows up, he's going to call me out, rightfully so, for being way into the weeds. However, I'm feeling very much like I need to fix this problem. So you've seen today's episode, though, which is great. Yeah, I'd wondered whether this needed to twist or not, and I feel like it does. So, engineering-wise, I feel like this needs to stretch out until it covers the zone of the. I mean, if you look at it from an engineering point, anything at an elbow like this is going to collapse. This is structural support to keep the bridge from collapsing in. Earlier today, I was talking about life support systems and controls in the back. Who's the job of which is to make it so that I'm looking forward to seeing it tomorrow. I just didn't have time today. I had to go get fingerprinted today, which sounds weirder than it should. But really, the truth is, I will be rejoining my school, my driving school, and my driving school now requires fingerprinting, which I actually completely approve of. If we're going to be handling kids, you should be fingerprinted. You know? So I absolutely approve of them fingerprinting me. All about that plan. So this wasn't stable the first time around, and I feel like it's not any more stable now. That's all right. But that seems to be at least the same spot as that. So now I can delete that one. And we can look at that arm and make sure that arm is straight, because I don't think it is. See how it's kind of being weird? So we're going to go here. I'm going to edit mode. I feel like this part here is off engineering wise. And that makes this one off engineering wise, right? Because if we're looking straight up this unit right here, you see how far over to the side it goes? A certain amount of that's okay, but we do need to bring it back around a little so that it's straighter. I mean, it has to kind of go to the sides anyway, otherwise you have these two lines right in the middle of your view, and you know, here's the bridge, and you're trying to see out of the bridge, and you can't because there's these two huge lines. So we want to bow them out a little so that they're to either side of the captain's view so she can still see. You want her to be able to see very well, but it's okay if, you know, they should still be somewhat straight. This should bow down like it's supposed to, but kind of like this guy. Let's come back in. A little bit more like that, right? And that's kind of what we're looking for here. So the last ones weren't really straight. That last one's kind of wobbled along, and I kind of felt like they were, I don't know, they felt more organic than I wanted them to feel. This is a bridge of the Starship, so I didn't feel like it was a good fit. So we're gonna pull that back just a little. Right, there we go. And at some point here, we're going to hack right through the center of this middle core, and then we're going to duplicate it. And then it'll be fine. Your reasons, by the way, could very well be because of Ewan McGregor. I would understand this. I do not necessarily agree, but that is okay. I don't know why I'm talking like Spock so much today. Today I feel like I Spock a lot. Spock. What's a Spock now? I understand this because my sister and my mother would also agree. I would be even willing to bet that my wife would agree as well. Okay, it's starting to drive me crazy. Pink. Okay, I don't know. Feels like it's hiccuping. Okay, I feel like that's actually part of the song. Okay, so we're rolling along the backbone of this guy here. I want to make sure everything kind of bends a little out. Okay, it looks like it looks good. We're good. The only thing is, I feel like these guys should be bowed a little bit more like so. And this way, it's doing meh, 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 meh. All fair. And to be fair, it's kind of the reason why I'm enjoying it too, because I love Ewan McGregor. He's so good. Although, I have to say, I am now just totally. I just love the little Princess Leia. She's killing it. That little Princess Leia is doing so good. Carrie Fisher would love her. You know it. But if we want to talk about who's killing it on that show, although we are all so, especially since she's like, I'm 12 or 10, and we're like, she's not 10. That little girl is like 8 or 6. As we look at our 12-year-old, we're like, but, hey, she's still pretty good. Okay, there we go. Kind of got the bow going. Right? She's so cute. There we go. See how that's much. See how this is kind of wonky and janky, and that's like janky is a word my kid uses all the time. It's janky. So yeah, I'm gonna be like so sad to find out janky is some horrible slang term or something. I'm gonna be like, oh man, I kind of like janky. She is so cool. I like her. All right. Just trying to kind of straighten that out a little bit more so that it looks a little bit more like a metal strut and less like some kind of weird spider leg. It looks like over there. Like a weird spider leg of some sort. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to fix that a little here. All right. Looking to the side. And you have reminded me, by the way, Joan, I want to start using partner as well for my partner. We both decided that we're not hot on the term wife and husband. And it shows support. So I like it. And, I mean, realistically, she's my partner. Raising a kid is not easy. And she has been very good at helping me out with that. Or having a house or doing anything, actually, come to think of it. That's easy. Right? We both were like, we like this so much. And like husband has sort of that, you know, husbandry is like horses. So sort of implies that you married an animal of some sort. I mean, like, none of it sounds any good. So we've been trying to remember to use partner because it's good and we like it a lot better. So thank you for reminding me of that, because that is a mission statement of mine. And feel free to remind me that that was what I was doing, since we all know that ADD is such a wonderful thing and it makes us so rememberful. That's a word. It is a great concept. I really like it. And it, you know, and of course, when you have people like Pepper in your sort of group, him and Bill and stuff like that, we want to kind of, even though they do call each other husbands, still, I don't know, husband just sounds like horses to me. Because husbandry is horses. And it's like, rememberful. We really aren't. Us. I mean, you know. You know what I'm talking about. You feel me. You feel me. So there we go. I'm glad you're with me tonight here. Looks like Brian's bailed. I think he's probably bailed out, which makes sense. He's been having a rough week. So glad you're hanging with me. One more. Down we go. Into the ground. I do not think that I did this very well because they're going way below the ground point here. I see these guys. And maybe I made that decision when I was here. It said, oh yeah, I'll just drop it below the ground level because, I don't know, reasons. And now I'm looking at this going, what was I thinking? All right. Well, that one went down pretty straight, actually. It just pretty much did exactly what it was supposed to do with very little. In fact, it's so clean that I'm almost tempted to just leave it the hell alone. Maybe. It should be here. Ish. This one. Yeah, that's right. You come in from an earlier time zone, Eastern Central, right? So you're a couple of those time zones over on us. And that's okay, my friend. You do what you need to do. I'm okay with it. I'll make it work. I'll even do more than make it work. I'll just keep going here. I'll keep plodding along. It'll be fine. Okay, so you're off by one because I decided to go straight across the middle zone, didn't I? That was my choice. Go here. Yeah, and that looks just fine. See how nice that looks. See, I can do nice things. I can. So you're over two time zones from us because it's 10:30. Yeah, that's all right. Oh man, it will be clear by that time we get out. That'll be when we get out of our show. So I will keep going. I'll keep plodding along, singing a song. It's all right. We'll get this done and we'll be fine. And who knows? I may get a Brian at some point. Sometimes he just needs time to kind of get his stuff in gear and get in here and stuff. And that's fine. He's going to be helping a lot when I go see my sister. Because she's in San Antonio. I'm not going to keep running my show during that time. That's silly. I'm going to be seeing my sister, hanging out with her. I like hanging out with my sister. So that'll be good. He'll be running the show during that time, and then I won't have to worry about it. It's cool. Feel like I don't know, this back one's hard because I know that we're starting a bow, but I don't think we really are starting a bow that much. So kind of want to see how it's kind of coming down an interesting angle like this, and I feel like that's what I want to kind of mimic. No, I don't want to mimic that much though. says me, trying to figure out how this worked. How did I do this thing? How did I do this? Does anybody know? Here we go again. All right. Okay, this guy needs to not be that far over. That's part of our problem right there. Not there. Exactly the kind of problem we could have used. All right. Oh, you know it's not going well when you're quoting Jane. It is actually going fine. I just need to center that. That's part of the problem. There we go. That's what we're looking for. And I'm just going to let this guy come down, but I'm going to let him come down straight. So this is where we want it to be. And we're going to do the same thing here. So this bow is going to be, that way I can watch exactly how far down this bow goes. Because I don't want it to go. It's hard to see whether this, now it's hard to see where all these lines are. Because this is the line? Yeah, that's the line. Okay, so we're in the right line. All right, so this guy goes down to here. We're just going to put him here. Did the beat just move up? Or did it go down? What's going on over here? I'd say the beat dropped, but I don't think it did. The beat just got confused. All right, moving right along. Okay, so here is this top piece. So we want it to actually be down, but I want it to follow the path here. So what we're hoping for is these are the back struts. So they go along the back of the door. And this time I'm going to make them balanced, which I did not do before. And last night we discovered that they were off center by a little bit, which was really hard to figure out what I was doing. Or what was I thinking? Does anybody know what I was thinking? Nobody knows what I was thinking. I'm not sure I knew what I was thinking. And there's that. So, you know, we're working this one here. So this is the back spine of the bridge. And what it's going to do here is I'm actually going to have it arch sideways on this one. I'm going to go down now to here, where I'm going to push it back to here, work, and push it down. And the idea behind this one is that we are just going to get sort of, if you think about like DS9, DS9 had these arches that went into the ops, where of course when during red alert they turn red, and I really love that like arch feel. So yay, my ship has Cardassian architecture. So there's that. Yes, the back spine of the bridge. Kind of giving it structural support. And probably more Cardassian architecture than we really think we want, which, you know, may also be good. Depends on whether you like Cardassian architecture. I mean, some people like that. Some people drink Ractogenos. It's a thing. All right, we'll move this forward. For this part, we want these to be all lined up nice and pretty, because they're going to be all up against this back part of the bridge. So if we look at the bridge as it sits here, what we're working on now is this back part right here. These two guys right there in the back. And they hold up that back spine piece on either side of the after door. Sterile and ominous. It is. It's so true. You're not wrong. That's all right. There's something wonderful about Cardassian architecture. Good old Tarok Nor. So the thing is, since this is the back wall, it is flat. So I'm going to take, and I can drop this down this wall piece until it matches my line that's going this way, but I have to make sure it's still tilted. And I actually kind of feel like it needs to come down more. So this entire piece is going to come down like so. And that's going to give us more of a bow along the back there. Maybe even more than that. I think I mean even like it more like this. And then these guys need to be at like a 45. There we go. That way it still kind of feels like it's moving in, but that twist comes in sort of a different way. And I don't know whether I want to... Ooh, that's unpleasant. This needs to be... Now we've worked it. Now I'm not sure where it's going in this instance, but let's take it out of object mode into this mode and take this guy and take him out. Because now we want to, well, maybe not yet. But if we were to look at this from directly behind, I can see that we have a lot of kind of work to do here on this just to get it straightened out. Because we want it to be sitting to one side of the door in the back. Sterile and ominous. It is true. Good words. Good word smithing. That's it. Smithing. I like that. As if you're crafting a word, right? And make this dead straight so that there's no arch in the way of your head or scraping against your arms as you're trying to get through those doors. And these can be, I feel like this can be over like so. Maybe even push that in. Like so. Agreed. Wordsmithing is good. It's good for us too. Keeps us sharp. Keeps us sharp. All right, now we're good there. I think we've got this under control. Now I feel like I can take this guy and pull him out. And now we can just de-twist it because it is twisted. See how it's twisted back there? So now we can de-twist it because I don't want it to be that twisted. So let's go ahead and talk about this guy should be straight against the wall like so. Because it's already up against the wall. See how he's flat against the wall there? So I feel like this guy, this back strut can just sit straight against the wall and we're okay. In fact, I see already sort of an up and down motion here that would be fine. A vertical set of instructions kind of going along here. feel like this also should probably be inside slightly, like so. We'll bring you in like this and bring you down. I want you as flat as possible. There we go. There. So we're kind of just drawing this in so that it makes some sense. There we go. Just straightening that up. This piece here goes straight up against that back wall and up and over in the curve. When the holograms are all on and everything is going on, you only see these arms reaching down, and that's it. Everything else is stars. So the bridge just literally looks like this, just the skeleton around it, and then the stars are just going by outside as you travel, or they don't go around outside, and what you end up with is probably star data would be my thought, which star is where. Wonder if I can set a font in Celestia. Wonder if I'm tempting fate by trying to get Celestia spun up. What do we think? Want to try? Let's see what we can do here. Feel kind of like we're tempting fate by launching Celestia, but let's do it anyway. What's the worst that can happen? We're loading Celestia. Ooh, doggy. That's a lot of stars. We gotta go up to our view. All right, so always showing all the way to the maximum end of like everything. So only to 116 light years. So these are only our stars to 116 light years. Let's label our stars, right? Now let's see if, okay, we could do an equatorial grid. We could do a horizontal grid. But we really want a galactic plane grid because everything's on galactic plane once you're out of the system, right? So the question is, can I set the text? Because if so, we might be able to set this text. No, we need that. Like I said, it'll blow something out if we do that. No, we don't need that. Render. Maybe. Let's see. I'm going to type in Celestia change font. Oh. This looks like this might be difficult. Okay, so my thought was, good night, my friend. I'll see you on the flip side. Thank you for staying with me. Keeping me company. Keeping me company. All right. We will navigate to Matrix. Here we go, guys. Keep an eye on it. Why in the middle of the star? Oh, why did Matrix is huge, guys? Why did you put me in the middle of the star? There we go. Wow. Okay, so here are all the stars, 100 and something light years around Bellatrix, right? If you're wondering, that's the Hyades cluster right there. That's where all my bad guys live. So, there's that. And this universe is pretty much set up so that there we go. Let's get ourselves straightened out. Okay. So I was saying this is right here, then straighten it out there. That's the Hyades cluster. Moving up, and wait, we gotta find 0 degrees. There we go, 0 degrees. This is heading home. This is heading to the center of the galaxy. Okay, so it's 0, 0. Lock in at 0, 0. Around like so. Okay. This way is towards the center of the galaxy. So at this point, if you were to look this way in on galactic maps and things like that, you'd see the center of the galaxy here. And we are oriented now with the plane of the galaxy. So the Milky Way goes to either side in this map. As you know, the Earth and the solar system is 22 degrees off angle. So we don't see the Milky Way straight. We see the Milky Way going up like this across the night sky because our solar system is actually tilted. So shrug. I'm moving directly astern to 180 degrees across the 0 angle. We start moving to the wall, right? Now we're going to take so moving back and up, we have the start of the wall. Directly above, we've got a few of these guys too. The thing is, hey, Donald, I traded Joan for Donald. Joan had to go to bed, so she was with me for a while. But then she had to go down, so I get to trade for you, which is cool. I like you both. You're both my buddies. So I got no problems with this at all. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to figure something out here. Oh, it's a bummer, bro. Yeah, but that doesn't affect whether I like you or not, you know? All right. I was hoping that I could make this as a neat grid that shows up around the bridge. But in order to change the font, it's going to be a pain in the butt. Yeah, I'm having kind of a problem here. Looking pointedly at Raph, Colton, Pepper, and Brian. Because we're kind of dwindling down, you know? Dwindling down. Just saying. All right. I wanted to kind of fix this because it wasn't going like I wanted it to, really. You know? So I was kind of feeling like, we need to fix this. And some of them, Pepper's been, out in Dallas doing his Dallas stuff. So there's that. I mean, I can't really blame him for that, but still. Better. So what I've decided to do, Donald, is I'm going to fix this upper support strut because we're missing this upper dome anyway. He's doing, I think he did fine. He said he was doing fine. I'm actually not that worried about him, but still giving him the, we're looking. Look. Kind of like, why are you not here? We're going to take that, we're going to delete the vertices off this. That's going to knock out everything on this side. Because what we're going to do then is going to go into object mode. And we're going to delete everything on this ring, like so. Leaving us only this piece right here. It's fine. What we're going to need to do here in a second, we're going to take the modifier tool, we're going to mirror it, right? Because that gives us the full ring, but it also gives us an exact duplicate on the other side, something I really should have done the first time around, but I didn't think about it because I wasn't really sure what I was doing. Yeah, I know how that goes. So now we've gotten much better at Blender since the early days when we first built this piece. So we're going to then go into edit mode, and on the left, make sure we're in naked mode, and select just the top of it like so. And you know what we can do? We can make a face out of it. And that makes it easy. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom. It's a little harder to do than the bottom because you kind of have to somehow manage to grab all of it with, I don't know. Anyway, I also feel like we have an error between the two. Do you see these two here, which are covered over? Some kind of weird error, and I can't tell if they are crossed. Maybe they are crossed. Let's see. Yeah, they're crossed. It's fine. Behind. So what we're going to do, we're going to do this. Push this to here. And then we'll do this. And push this, maybe even to halfway across that point. And then we'll go across here. We'll go halfway across this point too. And then we've opened up that spot because we really have a top on it, which now doesn't connect to anything. That's fine. Good news is we can do this, and now we have a face to it, and it's fine. We'll do the same thing over here. We'll just put a face in it. Okay. Now on the bottom, we're going to take this guy right here and do this. I'm just going to try to grab all the vertices in the bottom down here. Like so. Just grab all the vertices so that it makes a full circle. And then when we hit F, it puts a face in like that. So we've repaired the faces here. So it looks a little like a turtle. It does. Or a spider. Kind of looks like a spider. Or a weird walking machine from Sweden. I don't know. I just work here. So anyway, I put the bridge shell in and then realized I really don't need it. I don't know if I'm happy with this yet. All that work that we just went through, and I might have to undo it. But the whole point was that it was not symmetrical. The original one was just not symmetrical. And I don't know if it'll be obvious that that's... You see how that wishbone's out? Not sure I want it to wishbone. The question is whether I can unwishbone it. put it there and go, okay, it's halfway across that line, because then this guy could be halfway across this line, and I can go, okay, that makes sense. And see if I can bring this around so it just sort of fits more like so. And I can bring this guy around and it'll fit. And right, because it seems like that's a little bit. There we go. Less like a wishbone and more like a, I don't know. I want it to look more like this. I've always wanted it more like this. Because these struts hold everything up, right? Okay, I feel like we're good. Hopefully. So, I'm going to go back over here and we're going to pretty much thrash the entire UV mapping we've already done. The first thing we need to do is grab everything that does not go here. Let's first triangulate it. Right, did you do that? Yeah, you did. Because otherwise it's going to do its weird with walls going through walls, and I don't know what it does. Just work here. Okay, so edit mode. Go here. Here's how we're going to do this. Because this is now ugly up here. It was easy before. This. So we don't get to see these pieces at all because they are on top of the bridge dome. So I'm just going to go on ahead and exclude them from the maps entirely. We don't need to worry about them. They're not something we see. But we do want them to be black. So what I'm going to do is put them all in the same spot. And it doesn't really matter. Well, part of this was that maybe I'm kind of doing trying to figure out whether these are the outside parts of this post or not. All of this should be in the black zone, but now I'm starting to realize that like this is going to come up out of the bridge somewhere on the line, right? Because like these guys are all against the foot part of the bridge, but yeah. There you go. We'll do the best we can. And so what we'll say here is I'll say unwrap, and I'm going to say project from view. And they give us this like weird little like turtle-like visage of this, which is fine. I'm going to then take it and shrink it to infinitesimally small. and stick it over in this corner. Right? And then I'm going to give it the evil eye for a while because I'm not 100% sure it's straightened out correctly. We'll have to see. Okay, so let's start. We'll start with this guy right here. So one of the biggest mistakes that I think I have made is I was moving just a little too fast and being a little careless on this. There's a lot of world to build here. We're doing all of the stuff that you would do in a movie, except it's just me. So kind of moving a little too fast. So kind of doing the should have gone a little slower. It would have been better if I'd gone a little slower. So it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just now realizing I probably should have gone just a hair slower. Would have been beneficial. Right, so here's the undercarriage of this. And what we're going to do to give this sort of a straightening, because right now it's got kind of an angle to it that I want to make sure that I sort of keep. What we're going to do is we're going to just grab the inside of this, like so. Just grabbing the inside ones. I'm going to make an educated guess here. Right, this is a good luck moment. So, wish me luck. We're going to bring it in just a little. And that should make it roughly as long as it is out here. That way, I can pretty much operate from the point of view of if it looks solid here, it's probably okay. Right. So what I'm going to do then is, we've got this now. You know, turn on the both ways speaker over here. Speaks both ways. Like this guy, I'm going to shrink him down until he fits inside there. Hey, George, what's up? Feeling George-like? Going over to the door. George is visiting. Says hi. Actually, he says morale, which is Georgie's for hi. Are you hearing the music speeding up and slowing down? Or is it just me? Hey, George, you want scritches? Come here. Does it know you don't want scritches? You can get your scritches if you stand up here. There we go. Have a George moment where George gets scritches. George the Destructor. Here, I'll make you see. See, you can. That's you. See, that's you. See you. I'm like, I don't care. As long as I get scritches. Who cares? No one cares as long as I get scritches. George is a good cat most of the time. Small amount of the time, he's a pest. Here, I'll just All right. George the Destructor, not to be confused with Gozer the Gazarian. Oh, yeah. Because there are feetsies here. Yeah, I see them. These are also black because we don't care. So, I just recently found out that Shora Englisho did the voice for Gozer the Gazarian, and that cracks me up. In other words, the president from The Expanse. President Avasarala. She was Gozer in the newest movie, the newest Ghostbusters movie. And I thought that was the funniest freaking thing I have ever seen. That cracks me up in a way that was just awesome. I was like, okay, I accept that. I love that woman's voice so much, though. I mean, she's just got the coolest voice that has ever cooled. Okay, I'm done. No, I'm not done. I'm never going to be done. Every time there's a dropout in the music, though, I think they're saying bad words, which is funny since clearly they're not. There are no words. So this just cracks me up every time. I'm like, they're just saying bad word. No, they're not. See, I just said bad words there. Trying to remember. You know what? I have to every night go in there and mess with my bed to get it all straightened out. Because otherwise, my wife goes to bed before me. My partner, Joan reminds me, we're calling her a partner. My partner goes to bed before me. And when she does, she turns all the lights out. And it's absolutely pitch black in there. So I'll go in there and I'm like, can't see anything, and I can't see if my bed's set up properly. And of course, if I turn on the lights, it's just going to wake her up. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to make her mad. She likes my right? So it becomes one of those weird things. Remind me where things are. It's going to be kind of complicated while I try to figure out how to get all these little spider legs to fit. See, saying bad words again. Yes, stop saying bad words. See, saying bad words. No. So this is forward, which makes it that. It's not to be confused with aft. Uh-oh, we grabbed something. There. I'm going to pull these apart here. 4-0. Yeah, against the Oilers, yeah? See? Don't I sound cool? Don't I totally sound like I know what I'm talking about? Texans don't have ice rinks. They don't know how to play on ice. And, you know, if you quiz me on why I know this, it's not going to sound quite as good. Because this afternoon I was trying to figure out how to get MSN to stop giving me updates on sports because I'm not a sports person. So none of it is important to me as it is to my inner mom, who mom loved sports. So she's totally into it and stuff like that. But that would be mom's thing and apparently Donald's thing. And I am absolutely cool with that. You can enjoy the heck out of that. And I will let you and enjoy it with you. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. As we have oft said at Geek Tank, being a sports fan is just another form of geekdom. It is no different than being a... Yes, you love many things. I mean, obviously you're a geek too, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Right? I mean, like, there's a certain amount of truth to this. If you weren't a geek, you really wouldn't be. You'd be like, I don't get what this guy's doing. He's doing something weird. I don't know. Involves 3D stuff. It makes no sense. But since you understand what's going on in this world too, you join us on all of these things. Also, I sleeved my, speaking of weird geeky things, sleeved my commander deck today. I have a Kamigawa commander deck. And I sleeved it with these awesome sleeves that are like the coolest sleeves that have ever sleeved. I found them in black and red. Allow me to illustrate the sleeves for you because it's awesome. I love these sleeves. But behold, let's see if it'll figure it out. It's hard to see because it's shiny on it, but So hard to see these sleeves because they don't want to. You know what? I totally have a spot over here for this. That's its job. It's jorb. There we go. Now we can see these sleeves. They're adorable because they're these this dragon and he's like chewing on Christmas stuff. I think that's awesome. I love these sleeves. These are the best sleeves. These sleeves are so cool. So there you go. Those are my new sleeves. Oh, absolutely. At Geek Tank, that's one of the things that we ultimately the Eddington Oilers, huh? It's not like the Houston Oilers, huh? Eddington is a guy who betrayed the Federation and his uniform. Or, yeah, sort of. And yeah, I mean, if you collect tchotchkes, that's geeky. You know what I mean? Like, I totally think that's geeky. If you're into collecting tchotchkes or whatever, tchotchkes are spelled really funny, by the way, because it starts with a T. I'm not sure how to think of that necessarily, but also a thing. But yeah, that's definitely geeky. No question. All right. That left side of that, let's kind of get in here and do this side too. Yeah. So I feel like the dysfunction from hoarding has something to do with it has a lot to do more with the inability to release the items, inability to let them go. I think that's probably our better view here. So if you can't let them go, that's the dysfunction for hoarding. Like if you feel like everything might have value or whatever, even if you don't really need it and stuff, that might be the dysfunction there. Yeah, I know. This does the weirdest crap. Okay. We've done one side, guys. One side. All right, that's fine. Get the other side in, it'll be fine. I was also messing around at some point in time, so I was like, eh. I should just move this guy out of here to be safe. For right now. No. My wife snuck in while I wasn't looking. She's sneaky. I assume that's my wife, yes? Or is it my kid? No, it's my kid. My kid did not, in fact, sneak in here. I was thinking it was my wife because theoretically my kid should be in bed asleep. Theoretically. I'm just pointing this out to the kid in a pointed way. It makes him giggle, but yeah, no. All right. Now, turns out it's kid ninja skills. I'm not sure what to think, but I'm not sure whether I'm happier with that. Okay, we'll do this side. All right. The problem is, all of a sudden, Blender has decided to do some really weird crap with the individual vertice view. And this is since, I mean, like, I must have set a setting somewhere. Sort of weird. Right. See how ninja you really are. Here's some throwing stars. You know. Used to have the coolest throwing star. Got it from Chinatown. And it got confiscated at the border. Oh well. When I was a kid. Because we went on a trip to California, where I got it in Chinatown. And that was cool. No idea what that is. Like a motorcycle? I can't tell. So this guy did get done on the inside, just the outside's weird. Oh, the outside's weird. That makes sense. There we go. I'm going to catch the inside of this here, project from view. What I'm trying to do here is kind of catch the... No. No, my kid doesn't, unless you're making a joke. And the reason I say it is because my kid off and on does go to dojos. So there's kind of a, that does make some sense moments there. But if you're making a joke about that, that's a different story. Did try to buy a uniform from those guys once, though. They were like, "We can't sell uniforms if you don't actually go to our school," and we were like, "That's weird." I mean, okay, but it's still weird. You and you. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what to do with you guys. I do feel like that's definitely a thing. Oh yeah. Cobra Kai always. There were a ton of us that joined martial arts because of Karate Kid. So yeah, I could see that. Martial arts is a very different culture, and so it kind of makes me go, well, I don't mind. Anything to make martial arts popular is good in my book. Martial arts is good for you, so I don't have any problem with it. Martial arts is something I do quite often too, so I'm good with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any major problems with it. With Cobra Kai becoming the reason why it's popular. All right, so we're just trying to put these in, like right here. And what I'm trying to do is just make a setup, a rig that, yes, martial arts is a big deal. I mean, there are a lot of kids who are just totally into martial arts. There's a lot of dojos, and you don't really need any kind of certification, and sometimes that worries me a little. You know what I mean? Like, I always, I always observe the dojo for a while before I'm willing to let my kid be in it. I want to make sure it's a good dojo. There are, and it is. There's a lot of philosophy, and history. I mean, it's got a lot of history also bound up in it, which is great. But like, for example, I teach archery, Japanese style archery, and there's a ton of the culture that's in there, and you want to be honorable to that. You want to treat it well. And it's hard. A lot of philosophy, and it's not just philosophy of how to shoot a bow. Philosophy on strategies for attack, best practices against certain types of opponents, things like that. There's a lot involved in it that's not just straight up sort of killy things. Exactly. Although in this instance, the honor that I'm referring to, of course, is honoring and respecting the culture. Kind of feel like sometimes people miss that part a lot, and so I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not like it's a major issue, but I'm just like, well, I do kind of feel like, kind of wish you didn't miss that part. Don't miss that part in class. Don't miss that day. Don't miss honor day. And yeah, I mean, honor is an extension of oneself. But on the same token, You're not qualified to decide, necessarily qualified to decide whether you have that right off the bat. One's missing a piece. Somebody's missing a piece. There we go. There we go. Respect is one of those things that's hard to understand, hard to learn, hard to teach. It's difficult. Respect and honor. And where they belong in the world and where they belong with you as a person. You know? Because everybody's different. Yeah, it's difficult. It's not easy. Agreed. Definitely. This is such spaghetti. Look at this. Oh my goodness. We're going to get this just in the nick of time. That's what we're going to do. It's going to come in just under the wire. What's going to happen here is I'm going to push this right to here. And I forgot how to get this mandala thing over here in. That's important as well. Kind of want it at that size, so I'm wondering if I can't pull these guys aside. And put that kind of right in here-ish. And then maybe these guys can kind of go on the outside. Like sort of this. Ish. My name is Ishmael. They call me Ishmael. I'm totally making a Melville joke. I don't know what my problem is today. I'm Melvillian. There we go. Now, yeah, like our beloved Brent, no questioning Brent's honor. I mean, unless he's here, at which time, yeah, you can pick a fight with him if you want. Ooh, would you tell that to my kid? It is true. I also believe that. All right, we're going to take this guy now, and we're going to export him. First, we're going to object mode, and then we shall export him as a wavefront object. Oh, I have clicked the wrong button. I am now regretting my life choices because Edge has to load now to do a thing. Okay, see, I did not want to do that. That was an error on my part. Edit. Okay, so we're going to also go here, UV, export UV layout. Well, yeah, but you know, if you're going to pick on him, at least pick on him when he's here, because I totally think that'd be funny. I mean, in my, you know, my own way. Bridge spindle. I want you to be bigger than that, please. 3,000 by 3,000. And more importantly, I know darned well what you really mean. I know you're not picking on Brent in any way that isn't with love and respect. So don't worry. I mean, I'm going to pretend that that's not the case, but you and I really know what's really going on. We know what's going down, bro. I got no problems. Picking on Brent is a pastime in our small little show here. Everybody does. Everybody does. That's a given. It's not about our weaknesses. It's about how we handle them. I mean, legitimately, that's the deal, right? I mean, it's... Here, I thought I was done. I am not. Giving the evil eye now. I'm doing a new raster layer on this. And we'll do an outline selection. We won't do it yet. So you need to come down here. We're going to then say outline selection. And in this instance, I'm just going to do 12. Because that seems to be where we are. And we're going to try it again. Outline selection again. You're on border. Let's just do it. Feeling this. Yeah, I guess you're right. That's probably not something we would tease them about. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you tease them about many things, but probably not honor. That's probably not a safe one. Not something we would do. Clearly, I'm not paying as close of attention to what we're talking about here because I'm really concentrating and trying to figure this one out. So, my apologies, because you're right. You'd never tease them about that. That's ridiculous. You can tease them about a lot of things. And goodness knows we pick on Brent a lot, but yeah, that's not one of them. You're right. No. So did I just do that on the wrong layer? I totally did. I need to bring up the thing. World events. Bro. World events suck. So, I have a theory on what's going on with those world events. I think we have one too many people who believe that they're owed something from society and not vice versa. And that's not good. You know what I mean? It's not honorable to take the last piece of pizza. You do not take the last piece of pizza. There is no honor in taking the last piece of pizza. Okay, let's put in the news struts and see if they work. Let's see if I screwed it up. Moving kind of fast here. Let's see what happens. Right? Because I'm not really sleepy yet, but I probably should go to bed pretty soon. Didn't I say spindle? Oh, bridge spindles. There they are. Look at how wee they are. They're so cute. Okay, so I thought so. It was going to pick up something else. Always does. What is that? What did you pick up? What did you pick up? Ugh. Okay. Object mode. Just you. I don't know what you are, but we'll delete you just in case. I don't know what you are, but we'll delete you. I'll take you and delete you just in case. And I don't think I can do that, but that's all right. Yeah. So I thought I was pretty safe exporting without clicking the export only thing. What did I know? There is no honor in clicking steal the last slice of pizza. Someday we'll do Cowabunga pizza, all of us. Next time that Brent's in town. That'd be cool. Bridge spindles. Now we're going to take this. And this time I'm just going to add a couple of zeros to it. Right, so now we've got there. That's pretty close. Anybody else noticing that this thing is wider? What in the hell is going on? I guess not. Look at that. Almost straight on. Oh, and I put a strut See, this is what I get for not paying attention. Hey, I got a great idea. I'm just going to do this like small modification. Nobody will notice. What could possibly go wrong? Except that guess what I just did? I put that strut right, I'm not kidding, smack in the middle of this transfer tube. That's fine. The transfer tube actually can live over here and be fine. We can put it in there and it'll be okay. Okay. We may have to do some editing on this, some creative work on it, but we'll get there. However, it looks pretty okay. I'm not as upset with it as I thought I would be. So let's check that diffuse. We've got this spindle one. Spindle one is the first one here, so we'll bring that up. And its specular should be that. Ambient will be spindle one. That color will also be light gray, like so. And its opacity we don't need to worry about. And that should give us, yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it could be markedly worse. It's really not, and I'm actually pretty pleased with that. That's going to look fine. And it looks straighter. It looks cleaner. And it just looks better. So I'm not unhappy. Tomorrow during the show, we'll do a rework on the floor piece so that it's lined up a little bit better. Now that we know where we're going with this, it should be easier and it won't be as hard, and so that'll be fine. But then we'll have a complete bridge, and I really will be happy with this bridge. It's just taken some time to get to this point, and it's difficult. Not perfect, but difficult, and that's all right. So we'll get it squared away, and then I don't know. I really want those struts to be lined up just right on the bottom of the bridge so that the little squares around them line up properly, because they weren't, sort of thing. So, okay, Donald, go to bed. Go to bed, my man. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you sleep well. I'll see you on the morrow, my friend. Bye-bye.